Dr. Rafich here from Vet Triage. It is Monday, January 20th, 2025, 6:14 p.m. Pacific Time. We are starting a brand new journal, JAVMA. This one is the March 15, 2017 edition. So it's a few years older. Keep that in mind. The first paper we're going to talk about is actually a short review article that I thought would be interesting, Unlocking the Genetic Secrets of Your Dog. So it talks briefly about genetic testing. There may have been, or probably has been, additional research on this topic since 2017, but this would be a nice summary of kind of what's out there. And then below you can see there's one such company that's actually Embark. They're partnered with Cornell University, which is why I graduated vet school. And so you can check that site out as well as other companies that we'll mention here regarding genetic testing for your dog. So unlocking the genetic secrets of your dog, genetic panel testing for breeds and hereditary disorders, promises insight for dog owners, breeders, and veterinarians. Tests for breed identification can provide information about the genetic makeup of a dog and potentially its predisposition to certain conformational health and behavioral characteristics. Mars Veterinary is one company that's in charge of this. Mars Veterinary, a business unit of Mars Petcare, introduced the Wisdom Panel to veterinarians in 2007 as a blood test, and then consumers in 2009 as a cheek swab. The first versions of the panel focused on breed ancestry, using 321 genetic markers to identify the breed makeup of dogs. The blood test is the gold standard for a good quality DNA sample. Mars Veterinary has said that they built a large database of purebred dogs and improved the Wisdom Panel algorithm over time. By 2014, the panel expanded to include tests of 13 mutations and markers associated with genetic disorders. In 2015, they switched to a panel with 3,000 genetic markers, and they incorporated the MDogDNA test from Genoscoper Laboratories in Finland. At $85 a panel, the Wisdom Panel 4.0 is a cheek swab for breed identification and screens for mutations associated with multi-drug sensitivity and exercise-induced collapse, blood tests that provide breed identification and screening for more than 150 mutations and markers associated with various disorders, including multi-drug sensitivity and EIC. I'm not sure exactly what EIC is, and I couldn't find the acronym definition in this paper. But they're available through Banfield Pet Hospital, which is a Mars Petcare subsidiary, and through veterinarians who offer tests from Royal Canin, which is another Mars Petcare subsidiary. For dog breeders, they can pay $100 for an optimal selection cheek swab test. It provides an analysis of dogs being considered for breeding, and it covers genetic diversity, the diversity of the dog in relation to other breeds, and the overall diversity within the breed. The tests for traits such as coat colors and types, and it screens more than 150 mutations and markers associated with disorders. For cat breeders, Mars Veterinary launched a $70 optimum selection cheek swab test in November of 2016. The test screens for 29 mutations and markers associated with various disorders and provides an analysis of traits such as coat color and length. So that's Mars Veterinary. Now we have Embark Veterinary Incorporated, which is the website I have there. Embark Veterinary Incorporated, in partnership with Cornell University College of Veterinary Medicine, introduced the Embark dog DNA test last year. So that would be 2016, because this paper is 2017. The owners are brothers that had traveled the globe collecting DNA samples from dogs as part of their passion for canine genomics. The Embark test incorporates more than 200,000 markers, and now that dog can get enrolled in all sorts of genetic association studies. They conducted a genetic association study in their laboratory with 5,000 dogs, but human studies have tens to hundreds of thousands of subjects. The current version of the Embark test reports results on more than 160 mutations and markers associated with disorders, as well as ancestry and traits such as body size. Then you get a downloadable report for veterinarians to see the key genetic data for a dog at a glance. The company offers its tests to veterinarians at wholesale price to sell in their clinics. Embark sends updates to customers if researchers find a new genetic mutation or marker that is associated with disorder that is testable on the company's platform. The company also validates tests for additional genetic disorders. $200 cheek swab test analyzes a dog's ancestry, the risk of genetic disorders, and heritable traits. Their goal is to cut out unnecessary testing and to reduce the amount of time it takes for a vet to make a successful diagnosis by providing a one-panel test for multiple disorders. And this was an example of a test that they have here. It's also the thumbnail for this video. In October of 2016, Embark partnered with Dognition, which sells online assessments of dogs' cognition, to study dog genetics and behavior. Researchers will explore the origin of behavior tendencies, effective training methods for various ages and stages, and the effects of environment and breed on behavior, and the rate of cognitive decline in relationship to genetics and breed. Now, regarding clinical genetics, University of Pennsylvania says that genetic evaluation for dog breed and appearance is a general interest that can be helpful in predicting the adult size and characteristics of a mixed breed puppy. Some folks have a keen interest in knowing about ancestry, as it is in humans. They said that screening dogs for genetic disorders can guide diagnosis, treatment, and breeding. Dog owners that need genetic counseling can get it alongside the panel testing, and they also have veterinary genetic counselors. This doctor is an author of a study led by researchers from Genoscoper, Laboratories, and the University of Helsinki involving the MDogDNA panel. They believe that panel testing, not testing for individual markers or mutations, may be the way of the future. He said panel testing will make the whole process a lot less expensive and much more streamlined. Panel testing will result in better estimates of breed-specific prevalences of certain mutations or markers that can be a research tool to generate new information. An important issue still to be resolved is that some genetic mutations that have been discovered have been patented, limiting the availability of testing. However, in 2013, the Supreme Court held that naturally occurring DNA sequences cannot be patented. Good move there, good move. And then in practice, these veterinarians have clients who did a breed analysis of their mixed breed dogs for curiosity's sake, not for medical reasons. Some of these clinics believe that companies offering panel testing for genetic disorders alongside breed analysis could make a difference in disease prevention, and they think that this may be the future for genomic medicine in the veterinary space. Now, there's also a group that launched initiatives to harmonize genetic testing in dogs. This is excellent. So the International Partnership for Dogs has launched the Harmonization of Genetic Testing for Dogs initiative to provide practical support to address challenges accompanying the decreasing emergence of new canine DNA tests and testing laboratories. With no existing national or international standards for accreditation or standardization oversight group, there is a growing need for a reliable third-party neutral organization that can provide guidance surrounding test reliability, laboratory quality assurance, processes and procedures, test applicability by breed, and provide counseling regarding interpretation and best use of genetic test results. The goal of the initiative is to create an open access, searchable, and sustainable online resource to do the following. Catalog information provided voluntarily by commercial test providers for genetic testing in dogs, describe expertise, quality assurance, activities, and resources of the test providers, host expert panel reviews of genetic tests and test reliability and applicability, coordinate a program for standardized proficiency testing, potentially with peer review and auditing, assemble existing and new resources for genetic counseling and education, plus provide the foundation for future developments. So that's an excellent initiative to have. And then finally, disease-associated gene variants widespread across dog breeds. Genetic panel testing has found that mutations or markers associated with disorders in certain dog breeds also occur in other breeds. And of August 2016, there was a study that showed genetic panel screening of nearly 100 mutations reveals new insights into the breed distribution of risk variants for canine hereditary disorders. Researchers, primarily from Finland and the University of Helsinki, tested nearly 7,000 dogs, which is 230 breeds, for 93 disease-associated variants using the MDogDNA panel test. In addition to known breed disease-associated mutations, they discovered 15 risk variants in a total of 34 breeds in which their presence was previously undocumented. Among other findings, the researchers report additional breeds harboring variants causing factor 7 deficiency, hyperuricosuria, lens luxation, von Willebrand disease, multifocal retinopathy, multidrug resistance, and road rod cone dysplasia. They believe that this goal is best achieved by interaction at multiple levels. You need to have testing laboratories assuming responsibility for the accuracy of the DNA test, veterinary clinicians providing health care and recommending appropriate treatment options, breed clubs providing general and specific breeding advice under the umbrella of national kennel clubs, and finally researchers providing thought leadership and guidance around a valid scientific results rather than opinions. Absolutely. And then to end with, study identifying common and breed-specific illnesses in cats. We frequently forget cats, unfortunately, so here we go. The most common health issues in cats have to do with the mouth. A research group identified nearly 60 illnesses specific to particular breeds. The Health and Behavioral Survey of over 8,000 Finnish cats in 2016 showed among all cats the category of disease with the highest prevalence was dental and oral at 28%. The most common conditions were dental calculus and gingivitis at 21% and 8% respectively. Other disease categories include skin, which is 12%, urinary 12%, GI issues 11%, ocular 10%, musculoskeletal 10%, and disorders of the genitals in female cats at 17%. That's weirdly high and specific. Although the researchers identified nearly 60 breed-specific diseases, only 6 of the diseases have known associated genetic mutations. Among other findings, the study revealed that the prevalence of asthma among core rats and a renal disease among ragdolls. British Shorthairs were found to be calmer than many other breeds, while Turkish Vans and Bengals are more active and aggressive. All right, so there's no really critique there. That's just a interesting recap of the genetic test as of 2017. I'm sure we'll have more research papers since then that we'll review on this channel. Thanks to those who support the channel. Please subscribe, hit like, and spread the word. We'll see you next time. Bye.